It's Week 13 of the NFL. And coming up next is the Commanders' superstar running back. He's the NFL's ultimate red zone back and your leader in rushing touchdowns. It's the Commanders and the Chiefs, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Hello again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Chiefs ball club. They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Commanders,
the streak continues, doesn't it? They come in here a perfect 11-0. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
So here come the Chiefs for their opening drive. And a look here at their signal caller, the 5th-year quarterback.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing to start the drive. Roberts got his man complete over the middle. It's Rice. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 36-yard line.
Looking to throw. Roberts.
That to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. You talk about this Washington defense.
And they're a tough unit to throw against, currently 4th toughest in the NFL.
And when you're getting ready to face the #1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And this will be taken at the 13. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. So here are the Commanders making their way out.
And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year quarterback.
And he's had such a sensational season. Leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's quick to give them credit. But I think even they would tell you that he's the guy that makes this offense go.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
The CD, this offense at 11-0 now on the year. A few weeks ago, I remember asking you what kind of percentage chance that you thought they had at staying unbeaten the entire season. I think you said 25%. I'd imagine that number probably grown since then.
I would agree with you, and I'm going to actually bump it up to closer to 50%. Only because they still have some tough games to come, and keeping that focus throughout the entire season, that's been a really difficult thing to pull off. But so far, they've done it, and they've done it well.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
They'll motion the tight end across the formation. They'll run on first down. It's Morrison, and he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game that will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
In motion comes the tight end left. They'll keep it on the ground. Morrison. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
From the gun on 3rd down. Beach.
That is caught.
And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 13-yard line. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And the top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
Operating from the gun, Beach. And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Chiefs are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
The Chiefs offense led by their running back headed out for the 2nd possession. And they've used him quite a bit in the passing game as you take a look at the NFL leaders in receiving yards. Running back, and he's right there in the mix.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
He's got Freeman here. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game, and they hit that one there for big yardage.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Operating from the gun, Roberts. Throw to the right here to Gordon. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Back to throw. Roberts. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on
Personal
3rd down.
foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Roberts.
He'll get this complete to Worthy.
And out of bounds right around the 20.
Now a 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Back to throw. Roberts. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have the Chiefs 1st down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
They give it to Freeman up the gut. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
And we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. 2nd and 9.
Again, they'll run with Freeman. And this carry terminated at the 8-yard line. Good stick skill showing the power, but just not much room to operate.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down.
Operating from the gun, Roberts. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They'll run it. Freeman. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the
4. First and goal at the 4-yard line.
Looking to throw. Roberts. And it'll be intercepted.
And the Commanders are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. CD, when he went to throw that, I'm not sure if he just didn't see where the defense was. Whatever the case, not the throw you're looking for on 1st and goal.
Not at all because, look, let's face it, that close to the goal line, if you throw an interception, is going to hurt on any down. But really the only down you can kind of live with is if you do it on 4th down. The first 3, if you don't have it wide open, just get rid of it. Make sure they can't get it and live to fight another. 1st and goal and you throw the pick, not good at all.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. A big mistake last time they were on the field, tossing that interception inside the red zone and really taking away what had been a pretty successful drive up to that point.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. As they head out on the field for this drive, that whole offensive unit is just thinking redemption. You know, they moved it really well, didn't pay it off. This time, they want to make sure that ball ends up in the end zone, and they're the ones possessing it.
No score after one on EA Sports.
Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2.
As they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Porter. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
From the gun on 3rd down. Beach.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Up the middle they go. It's Morrison.
Now he's free at the 35. He may go. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders.
A great play there. Touchdown number 22 on the season.
And the Commanders post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring. And another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big streak like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. KC's offense ready to take over. In a close game like this, Charles, those interceptions like they had on the last drive could be costly, but here they've got another opportunity to seize control of this game.
And they'd better take advantage of it, because otherwise, if they end up losing by 1 score, they'll relive this over and over and over until they have another opportunity to wipe it away.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Back to throw. Roberts. His throw incomplete.
And that's a nice job there, because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
To throw is Roberts from the gun on 3rd down.
And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down.
It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Here's Bryce Behringer now.
Let's take it inside his own 40. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Commanders' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's played well all year long as he enters the home stretch of the season as the NFL leader in touchdown passes.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and off the play action, he'll look to throw it.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. On first down, it's Morrison.
Down to about the 37.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
In trouble, and he's taken down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up third.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
And this offense on third down today, a perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Looking to throw. Beach.
Looking right side, and it's intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick.
And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line.
So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
And the Chiefs now getting set to go. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. This to the sideline and over everybody. Incomplete. No flags forthcoming, though. Maybe a break there. That looked like a clear throwaway to me.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Commanders are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
The Commanders' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's putting together a remarkable season. Currently the NFL's leader in passing yards as we play here in the month of December. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They'll start at the 40, so great starting field position following the interception.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
112 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
They run a draw here on second down. Shoves him aside. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Newman. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down. Back to throw. Beach.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
13 yards there and a Washington first.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. They'll look to throw again. Over the middle, complete. That's Porter. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
They'll bring a tight end in motion. They'll try to run this one in. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss of 2 there. Second down. They'll try again.
Yeah, this time he'll get down close to the goal line, but not quite in as he stopped at the 1-yard line.
This is third and goal. This Chiefs defense, they're giving it all they got. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there with his second touchdown here in this first half.
And the Commanders have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. So the second down run didn't work. They run it again on third down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 14-0.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
They push him back 8 yards that time on second down.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
So a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17.
Operating from the gun. Roberts, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Here's the Chiefs punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. He finds his man, complete. That's Stokes.
They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington first down.
Partner, he got the DB on his horse on that play. He certainly sold like it was going to be a deep route before breaking it back on the comeback towards the sideline.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Operating from the gun, Beach. He's got it.
And he takes it in for a Commanders touchdown.
A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Commanders have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Well, I don't think that we're ready yet to say the route is on, but they have certainly looked near flawless here in this first half, and now an extra point away from making it 21-0.
Yeah, and your experience led you to say that because we have both seen those 21-0 leads come and go in this league, but this one feels pretty darn secure. And here's the other part. Even when people chip away at it, it forces you into being almost perfect on the other side, doesn't it, in order to try and mount a comeback.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Throw left side complete. That's Cohen. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Back to throw now on first down.
Open man right side is Rice.
And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw again.
That ball caught. It's Rice.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. To the back of the end zone, but too high. Over everybody and incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep him out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
Now this incomplete, and I don't see any flags coming out. He was clearly in the pocket, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, and that brings up 4th down.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18.
Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing it to break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board, give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. We're starting to get near the home stretch of this NFL season. It's Week 13, so let's get an update on what's going on. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, and it is the Chargers who have the lead in that one. Ladd McConkey, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. From there, we head down to the Sunshine State to check on the Jaguars at home in Jacksonville. And in that one, it's the visiting Dolphins who are out in front. The Dolphins seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Lastly, let's head to Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati to see what's happening with the Bengals. As you can see the score there in the second quarter. The Bengals locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as we roll through some of the highlights, we see how crucial he's been to their success in this one. When he's in this type of a groove and his offensive linemen are creating running lanes for him, he can really put on a show, and he's done so here. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He finds his man complete. That's Porter. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 68 yards receiving now for him in the game. Had a first down on that last catch as well.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
They'll run on first down. Morrison. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory.
140 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Second and 2. He finds his man complete. It's Stokes. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 34-yard line. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Morrison. He will push his way down to about the 14.
Nick Bolton there on the tackle. Here's a 2nd and 8.
In motion goes the tight end. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Morrison, and he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in.
And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders.
Taking it in from a yard out.
And the Commanders take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So he had the nice run to get him down there, was stopped just short of the goal line, but they go right back to him, CD, and he delivers to finish the drive off.
A little extra determination there, don't you think, partner? You notice he didn't tap on his helmet and say, get me out after the run down to the end zone. He said, I almost got in. I'm going to get in on my own. I'm staying in. And he carries it across the goal line.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
Second and a couple.
Looking to throw. Roberts. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Out of the gun now on third down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Freeman. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
In motion right comes Gordon. They'll look to throw here on first down.
That's complete. Left side to Worthy.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that will bring up second down.
Brings up second and 5 at the 47-yard line.
It's a give to Freeman running right. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Roberts got Gordon open, completes it. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field.
We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. Back to throw. Roberts.
Delivering again to Gordon, and he's got him again.
And down inside the 15 he goes.
Here's a first and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Back to the running game. It's Freeman. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard.
Looking to throw. Roberts. This is caught. They give him 2 yards there as they're set up now with a first and goal.
First down. First and goal at the 2-yard line.
Back to throw. Roberts. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And that'll set up second and goal. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone? And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A great effort there.
His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are able to cut into that deficit.
And that's a step in the right direction. This had the feeling of one of those turning point kind of drives. If you come up empty there, it could be a long road back. But they persevered and hung around, and they closed the gap here in the 3rd quarter with their first touchdown of the game.
Extra point by Ryland, up and good.
And the lead is down to 28-10. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run.
Back out is the kicker, Ryland, and he'll send this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The visitors' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. And it's a fumble. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
We just saw the dilemma for every coach. You want them to fight for the extra yardage, but somehow continue to cover the football. Oftentimes when you fight that hard, the ball becomes exposed.
Defensively, it's obvious they're trying to be more aggressive. First tackle a little too aggressive. Second one, though, they strip it loose. And now here comes Kansas City.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd and 7.
Freeman again. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Looking to throw. Roberts. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
And the Commanders are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line.
So that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now. They'll keep it on the ground. Morrison. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
From the gun on 3rd down. Beach. So no gain on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10.
KC's offense ready to take over. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. It's the Chiefs with a football, but with work to do on the scoreboard. They trail as we start quarter number 4. Roberts now off the play fake. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. That'll be caught by Rice. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now Roberts operating from the gun. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Roberts. And he comes back with one complete.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 39.
They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. Looking to throw. Roberts.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Back to throw. Roberts.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Roberts from the gun on 3rd down. And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
And his kick is good. And that'll get the deficit down to 15. Well, with that field goal, you can argue they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but still a pretty uphill battle.
Still going to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to get back into it. And as you and I know, that's a tall order against any NFL defense. They're going to need their own defense to make some plays as well to give them an opportunity.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw. Beach. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. This offense so far on 3rd down, can't fault these numbers. 7 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the Chiefs are going to get him. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
The Chiefs offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
Here's Roberts throwing to start the drive.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Being chased out left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Sliding out of the pocket, and this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on 2nd down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for a first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC.
Let's go now.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Back to throw. Roberts. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
And that's going to be incomplete.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Chiefs tried it, but they're turned away on 4th down. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover.
A short one here, caught by McBride.
That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation.
They'll work from the 36 on 2nd and 6.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
And this is going to be a Commanders' first down as good running gets him to about the 44.
And this is exactly what you're looking to do offensively. If you can start stringing some runs together like this, you'll keep churning out first downs, and that's going to put you in a great position to carry this one home.
On 1st down, it's Morrison. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
From the 48-yard line, here's the 2nd down and 6.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Morrison.
There he goes again.
And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line.
Man, 216 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
At the 6-yard line.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
So it's Commanders football as we get back to it.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
Going for the knockout punch. They'll try and run.
And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run.
And the Commanders add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. And he continues to add on to his amazing touchdown total on the ground. That is number 25 for him on the year as he moves ever closer to the all-time record.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. A drive that time of 6 plays. And a 9-yard run on the end of it.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Chiefs offense set to go. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much under pressure. They got him again. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or two.
This offense making its way back out, led by their running back. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee.
Now Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Second and 11 now.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He finds his man, complete. It's Porter. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That goes for a gain of 31.
And even with the game seemingly in hand, they're continuing to fire away, pressing the ball down the field. Listen, it's worked all day. No reason to go away from it now.
Now the Commanders going to burn the second of their timeouts.
That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Looking to throw. Beach. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Ready! Go!
Back to throw. Beach. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach. And maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier. Use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Now this Chiefs offense gets set to go again.
They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?"
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game. In this sequence here, maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose. But otherwise, just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Commanders,
the streak continues as they push their mark to a perfect 12-0 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, it was a win they needed to turn the season around, but instead they fall to 5-7. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.